I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink anything without feeling pain and pain, true pain.
Whoa, this is deeper than just not getting approached. You can hear the loneliness, and that's real. But here's the hard truth. Nobody owes anybody a relationship. Men are making different choices today, and pretending that's not happening won't fix anything. Reality doesn't care about our expectations. It rewards.
We just bought a house together. You're going on vacation with my family next month. We have matching tattoos, and you say we're just in a situationship?
Yeah, we are just in a situationship.
My God!
Do you guys still want to put the ceviche in?
Yeah, can you
we're gonna.
No, I don't want a goddamn ceviche!
Buying a house isn't the same thing as having commitment if nobody actually defines the relationship. Y'all made major life decisions without getting clarity first. That's not just his mistake. That's both of you skipping the hard conversation. Never assume actions mean commitment when the words don't match. A title won't save a relationship that was never clearly established.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York. But I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here. Beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, you know, going out and discovering the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing? Are y'all working? Because we're working too. Women are also working, and we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
She keeps asking, where are the men? Sis, they're exactly where they said they'd be. They're working, hitting the gym, building businesses, gaming, traveling, and protecting their peace. For years, men heard, "We don't need you. Leave us alone and don't approach us." Some listened. Now that fewer men are chasing, everybody's acting confused, like this happened overnight. You can't spend years discouraging behavior and then be shocked when the behavior disappears.
Oh my God, why am I crying on camera? Okay, this is what had happened. So we went on literally one day. We talked for a while. He seemed excited, but he lives like 2 hours away, okay? And so it just kind of fizzled, and then I was going to be in town, so we met up. We had a good day. And then I could just tell, like, things were not vibing afterwards. You know, I could just tell his energy was a little reserved, and I was like, okay. So I just let it fizzle, whatever. But this is some guy, I was like, oh, he's hot. He's, like, established, I was like, I like this guy. And things went well on the date. What happened? I never got clarity. So tonight, a few months, that was in the summer, I don't know. A few months later, I just sent him a voice message and I asked him, I said, hey, I hope you're doing well, blah, 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 pleasantries. And I said, hey, I just would love to know, like, what the disconnect was. Like, what was I thought we had a fun time. The communication was fine. Yeah. I just talked about what a good time I had. And I was like, I just asked him for genuine feedback. I was like, what happened, basically? And I said, no hard feelings. Of course, no hard feelings. Things just don't work sometimes, whatever. But for my growth, I want to attract somebody that I respect. And right now I'm attracting a bunch of fucking avoidance, and I'm, what happened? Anyways. And so I held it together, okay, guys. And then he texted me that it was just the distance. He said we had a really good day and it was fun, but there's a lot of hurdles with distance and different. Why am I upset? Why am I crying? I feel better talking it out, actually. Thanks, TikTok. Thanks, TikTok. But I think it triggered my inner child in a way that was like, somebody didn't choose me, like I wasn't worthy enough for a long distance, like making that effort. Which is hurtful. But I appreciate the honesty, and that's all I needed to do. It was very vulnerable. I think that was another part of it too. The vulnerability of asking somebody, like, hey, what happened? And then them answering, and it's just like, just wasn't worth it, kind of. Like, he was so nice about it. But it hurt me feelings. It triggered me. Have any of you ever done this? Have any of you ever asked somebody, maybe they ghosted you, I don't know, ask? It's kind of like, grow, get a little uncomfortable. I sent him a voice message asking him, what was the disconnect?
I actually respect the fact that she asked for honest feedback instead of making up a story in her head. The guy answered respectfully, and his reason was simple. The distance didn't work for him. Not every rejection is a hidden flaw or trauma response. Sometimes it's just logistics. Dating is about compatibility, not proving someone's worth. Take the lesson, keep your confidence, and move on.
You know what hurts a man most? It's not arguments. It's not stress. It's not even being wrong. It hurts when his wife speaks to strangers with more warmth and respect than she offers him at home. It hurts when kindness only appears in front of visitors, but disappears behind closed doors. It hurts when he feels sidelined as a parent, made to feel less important to the children, as if his role doesn't matter because he didn't carry them. It hurts when he's always the one apologizing, even when he isn't wrong, just to keep the peace. It hurts when private struggles become public stories, shared with friends or family in ways that damage his image. It hurts when home feels cold, tense, or unwelcoming, making him hesitate before walking through the door. It hurts when attention flows easily to others, but he's treated like his presence is guaranteed. It hurts when distance replaces affection and silence replaces communication. These wounds don't always show as anger, sometimes.
This right here is the conversation people avoid. Men don't always break from one big betrayal. They break from constant disrespect. If home feels colder than the outside world, something is seriously wrong. Everybody wants love, but respect is what keeps love alive. Ignore that long enough,
and don't be surprised when the relationship falls apart.
I got a message not long ago from a guy who shared something that stuck with me, and one I think many of you can get some inspiration from. With his permission, he said I should share it with you. And he shared with me how a few years back during the pandemic, his life completely fell apart. He ended up getting divorced. He lost his job when the business got shut down, lost his house, got financially drained, and ended up barely being able to see his kids. Eventually, all he could do was start sleeping on a friend's couch for a while. And he said the hardest part wasn't even the situation itself. It was how it made him feel. Like he had failed, like everything he had built was gone. And it was. Felt like he had nothing left to stand on. And if you've ever been in a situation like that, you can understand that feeling, because when a man loses stability, it hits his identity hard. Now, here's where the story changes. He said at some point, after months of being stuck in that mindset, something clicked. Not in a dramatic way, not some big motivational moment. No, he just had a quiet realization that, hey, I'm still here. That was it. Not everything was gone. Not everything is over. I'm still here. And he said that was the turning point in his life, because he thought, if I'm still here, I can rebuild. So he did. He started small. He got his finances in order, one step at a time, got another job and picked up extra work. Started going to the gym again, not to impress anyone, but to feel like himself. Most of all, he focused on being consistent with his kids when he had them. No big speeches, no trying to be the perfect Disneyland dad, just showing up. Day by day, week by week. And over time, he said things started to shift. Again, not overnight, but steadily. He got back on his feet financially. In fact, he's doing better than ever. Got his own place again, rebuilt his routine, rebuilt his confidence, and in the end, rebuilt himself. And what struck me most of all was this. He said the man he became after everything fell apart is stronger, far stronger than the man he was before it happened. Because this time, it wasn't built on comfort, it was built on experience, on discipline, on knowing he could survive losing everything and still come back. That changes a man, and that's why I wanted to share that with you all. Because a lot of men watching this are in the middle of that phase right now. The part where things feel broken, where progress feels slow, where it's hard to see how it all comes back together. I know I've been there myself, and look at me now. So I want you to understand something. You're not done. You're rebuilding. There's a huge difference. Rebuilding may not look impressive in the moment. It looks like small steps. It takes consistency and often doing things you don't feel like doing. It even means handling responsibilities when you're tired. But my friends, those small steps, when you take them, start to compound. And over time, they create something solid again. So if you feel like you've taken a hit in life, don't write yourself off. Don't decide your story is over. No. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and remember, you're still here. Because a lot of men don't lose because they got knocked down. They lose because they chose to stay there. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to start moving again. One step, then another, then another. Do that, and before you know it, you'll find you're not the same man you were before. You're stronger, more aware, more capable, because you earned it the hard way. All right, man, let me ask you something. Have you ever had to rebuild part of your life from scratch? Drop it in the comments, because those stories matter more than most people will ever realize. And the more we can share our successes, our recoveries, the more men we can help to achieve theirs as well. And if you're tired of the sugar-coated crap and want real talk for men, hit that subscribe button and stay locked in. We're just getting started. All right, till next time, this is Dan. Keep building and go have an awesome day.
Fellas, this is your reminder. Getting knocked down isn't the end. The only real defeat is convincing yourself you can't get back up. Build your body. Build your finances. Build your peace. Nobody can take away the man you be.
I've never met a man who's protected and provided.
Really?
Yes.
Like when you're walking across the street, he walks on the side of the cars?
No.
That never happened?
No.
And a man's never paid for a date for you?
No, we've always split.
Every time?
Yes.
Damn. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I know.
So you're not okay with splitting the bill?
No, I'm okay with it, but like, if a man wants to be in charge, then he should have to pay for everything.
So you won't truly respect a man unless he pays for everything?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But you're saying a man is someone who provides and protects?
Yeah.
Okay, so then a woman is just someone who lets the man provide and protect. Because the woman can do that by themselves. They're just letting them do it.
So women are strong and independent?
Yes, 100%.
Independent of what?
And what do you mean?
Like what are they independent of?
Women can literally do anything, but we just let a man do it for us.
Wait a minute. Women can do everything? We just let men do it for us. Then why complain when a man says, "Cool, you got it," and lets you pay your own way? You can't call yourself completely independent and then expect traditional treatment on demand. Pick a lane, because mixed messages confuse everybody. Men respond to consistency, not contradictions.
I don't know if anyone else in their 30s can relate to this, but I feel like life just feels very heavy at the moment. I'm feeling very overwhelmed, confused. I just like don't know how to feel at the moment. I think I'm struggling with the fact that my life is feeling very like stagnant at the moment. I feel like my life, like nothing's changed that much or like progressed in like the last 4 years. I think it's hard when you're the age that like I am and you're seeing people around you like getting married or getting engaged or, you know, either having children or having more children. Like a lot of my friends now are like having their second child or pregnant with their second child or just got married, and like I'm not there. I want to be there, like, but I just feel like my life's stuck at the moment and I want it to progress, but I'm obviously not in a position where like that's gonna happen anytime soon. And like I think it probably sounds like I'm being really like unsupportive, but like I'm still so happy for my friends, and like I can be like, basically like you can still be happy for other people that they're like having children and getting married and stuff, but you also can feel like really sad as well, like that's not happening for you. Like, I mean, I don't want to get married. Like, I think it's a scam. I think marriage is a scam. Like, it's not for me. Like, but like I think, I don't know, like I think it's the thought of someone wanting to marry you. Like that's what gets me more. Like, it's the fact that someone would like you that much. I don't know, I'm fucking chatting shit now, but yeah, I just feel really stuck at the moment, and like nothing's progressing. My life just feels quite flat at the moment, and I'm finding that quite hard, because I want my life to like be progressing and it's not. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I probably feel better now. I've just say how I'm feeling out loud. Sometimes I feel like that's a good therapy, just to kind of talk it out. But yeah.
First off, I appreciate her honesty, because a lot of people quietly feel this way. But I caught something interesting. You say marriage is a scam, yet you're grieving not having someone who wants to marry you. That tells me the issue isn't marriage, it's the desire to be deeply chosen and committed to. Sometimes our words protect us from disappointment, but they also hide what we...
Men aren't the problem. Women's lack of accountability is, and that's why men are checking out of dating and nobody wants to say it. Women love to complain about men, how men don't want to commit, don't want to date, don't want to put in effort, don't want to do this and that, but rarely do women stop to ask what role they play in the problem. And trust me, girl, I used to be the same way until I realized what was really going on. The truth is, men are tired of being told they're never enough. They're tired of being called toxic for being masculine, tired of being shamed for wanting to lead, and tired of being treated like they're disposable. Why would a man want to date when he's constantly told he's the problem? When every mistake is weaponized against him and every effort is met with criticism or indifference. Add in the fact that so many women are competing with men instead of complimenting them, and it's no wonder men are choosing peace over partnership. Men want to feel respected, needed, and appreciated. When they don't get that, they check out, and honestly, I can't blame them. If you want a man who actually wants to show up for you, maybe start by showing him some respect. Otherwise, don't be surprised when he chooses himself over a relationship.
She said something a lot of people won't say out loud. You can't spend years telling men they're the problem and then wonder why fewer men are volunteering to date. Respect isn't old-fashioned. It's a basic requirement for any lasting relationship. If criticism is constant and appreciation is rare, eventually people stop showing up. That's not bitterness. That's cause and effect.
I am 60 and single. First of all, I divorced on year 29 of my marriage. I left at 54, 6 years ago, so I'm still single. Secondly, when you're meeting guys now, they jump to conversations that are way more intimate than what I desire to be in getting to know you. So that's out. Explicit with things that, no, I'm just meeting you. Absolutely not. Then they want to ask you questions and make you feel like you want to interview. Like, what do you do? What do you like to do when you're not working? What do you like? Maybe it's just me, but I don't like to feel like I'm being interviewed for the role, interviewed for the job. Like, can we just talk and talk about things, talk about the world, talk about what's going on, and then let things just flow organically. But as far as the succession of questions, making me feel like I have to answer the questions correctly to be chosen, I'm not on that time. I'm just not about that life. I'm just not going to do that. Let's just talk. And then I say, oh, I painted this, or I made this, or I went here. Let's just talk. Let's just let it flow. Can we get back to being organic in conversation, please?
Absolutely insane. So she left a marriage of 29 years to be single for 6+ years, 60+ years old, talking about how dating isn't what it used to be. Yeah, knock it off. This is nasty, nasty work right here. Get back with your husband and see if you guys can make it work. Okay, because ain't a damn thing out here.
I actually understand why she wants conversations to feel natural instead of like an interview. But here's the reality. After 40, 50, or 60, people ask direct questions because they're protecting their time. Most people aren't dating for entertainment anymore. They're dating with intention, finding out.
You want to hear something ironic?
Yes.
Men live much more difficult lives than women, right? Women live a little easier, have an easier route. But men are the ones who create that easy route for women. Men are the reason we're able to live. So how does a woman make a man's life easier? That's the question. That's the discussion. Let's talk about it. Catering to a man starts with acknowledging his hard work. Acknowledge what he does for you, and for himself. Because let me remind you, growing up as a man is a choice. You could be a 40-year-old boy. You could literally be so immature. You can choose to not grow up as a man because your hormones, they're not like women's hormones. Women, once we get our period, we're women. Okay, that's why they say we grow up faster, right? A man can be a little boy still. So choosing to work hard is a choice. That is a choice as a man.
Yeah, that's true. I've said it before. Women just are, men are built. So basically by default, men are going to have the more difficult life. You can have an 18-year-old bimbo woman who's slightly attractive, who can potentially get with a millionaire and have an easy life. But if you're an 18-year-old bimbo as a dude, no one's coming to save you. No one.
So acknowledging that, it makes his life a little easier. You know, he's able to feel recognized. He's able to have an end goal, something to be proud of, something to motivate him, you know? Men have harder lives. Not all by choice, but a man chooses to be a man. And if your man is choosing to be a man, choosing to be hardworking, disciplined, you know, have goals in life, acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. Just like how a man acknowledges how beautiful you are, acknowledge his hard work. That is the simplest way to make a man's life easier. Acknowledgement. Acknowledgements. You know, he needs an applause every so often, a pat on the back, something. Say something to him. It doesn't have to always be physical. It doesn't have to be, you know, through love. It could be through friendship as well. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge any man that works hard, because his life is not easy choosing to work hard. It's not.
She's really just talking about basic gratitude. That's it. And for me, this is one of the biggest green flags that you can have with your woman is just, is she grateful to have you? Just that simple thing. Is she grateful for what you provide to her? Is she grateful for your hard work? Is she grateful for the tiny things you might do for her? The fact that you might pull her a little bit to the side so she's not too close to the road. Those little protective things like that. If a woman is not grateful for what she has, she's almost destined to look for something else. It's the opposite of the grass is always greener mentality. The grass is green where you water it.
I've known men who would leave for work before sunrise and come home after dark. They weren't asking for a parade. They just wanted to know somebody noticed the sacrifice. A simple, "I appreciate you," meant more than any expensive gift ever could. It's funny how the smallest words can keep the strongest people going. Never underestimate the power of feeling.
This is a question for the men and the men only. What is the real reason that you've given up on dating altogether or haven't dated in 10 plus years? Every single day in my comment section, anytime I talk about dating or relationships or getting married, the majority of men in my comments are saying that they're no longer interested in dating. And I really want to know the reason. Like, what was the final straw for y'all to finally say, you know what, I had enough? Plus, there's this weird information going around that by 2030, like heterosexual couples will be non-existent, people are not having babies and this and that. And do you think that's because men have stopped dating or because women have stopped dating and people have equally stopped dating? Or is it because men are not pursuing women anymore? I'm really interested to see the comments or the duets on this post as to why y'all have stopped dating in the first place. Did you have a toxic ex? Did you go through a terrible divorce? Did she take everything? Or have you been on dates and they've just been so fucking awful that you finally said, forget it? So what's the real reason that you gave up dating altogether? Okay, bye.
I actually like this question because she's asking instead of assuming. The answer is probably different for every man, but I keep hearing the same themes: high risk, low reward, and emotional exhaustion. Some men got burned by divorce, some by repeated rejection, and others simply found peace outside of dating.